Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming and attending the session online and in person. Today we have Silvia, Dr. Silvia Mazzoni from US. She's a, and if you are already an OpenSys user, you know her. And if you are about to start, then you'll know her. So you can't miss her if you're in this.
Thank you. I think most of you guys have seen my name on top of your script. Oftentimes, I love it when people ask me questions about a script and they send it to me and it's got my name on it. So, or I can kind of tell my style of scripting from others. So I'm always thrilled to see my script because it means that you're starting at a good place and you've been handed down something good. So, hi, I'm Silvia Mazzoni. I'm not going to spend too much time on who I am. I'd rather talk about what I do. And so I'm going to kind of take you on a little journey today, I think is the plan. Let me share my screen. There's two things that I wanted to go through with you guys. Is one, to kind of introduce to you my new initiative, something that I kind of just got into at early April. Honestly, it was planned for a year before COVID already. So I started a new project that with time, I called Silvia's Brainery, which is really just a place to collect all the different things that I do and kind of want to start my own quote unquote consulting. What I want to do in the presentation is kind of almost go backwards just because the history is really the part that I want to discuss with you guys. So I'm going to give you some highlights about Silvia's Brainery, what it's about and what it is that I'm building. Then I want to give you some demonstration of Easies, the software that I developed, but not really. I don't really want to do a dog and pony show, except for the fact that I want to show you how awesome it is, but really why it's awesome and just thinking about what I was thinking about in designing this user interface. And then afterwards, I figured the discussion with you guys is to talk about what I've done, how I built this, how I came up with this, and just the process that I'm in the process of right now. Because the goal for me of today is not to really sell you anything, as much as I'm not going to pretend that I'm not, but really to kind of show you what I've done and give you ideas and things that I've considered in what I'm building, and so something for you guys to think about as you develop your own scripts or your own things that you do with OpenSys, and as you grow as engineers and the different applications. And nowadays everybody's got a little bit of an entrepreneurial mind, which I think is great, because instead of having one person create something big by themselves, if everybody just works together and share ideas and share the process, I think especially that kind of goes along with what OpenSys is trying to do. That's kind of where I want to talk about the ideas, the things that I've already gone through, so that then you can hopefully learn from that and make your own type of mistakes or different choices. Okay, so I'm going to start up this presentation, and pretty much, you can visit my website and see these things that I'm going to show you, and there's a lot more to it. So I kind of want to just give you highlights of my project. But in 2010, I left OpenSys, and I've been working on completely different things. And I almost feel like I left something unsaid. And now that the technology has caught up and I have access to more things, I'm kind of going back to it because I feel like I still have a lot to share, and my understanding and knowledge with what I do with OpenSys and the things that I've created, I think can really help people out there. So that's pretty much the foundation of my Brainery. A Brainery is not about a brain, it's really just about a collection. It's an academy that is just a collection of bits and pieces from different people. My goal is not to just be about me, but to really build a community which is already there. I had to put my name on there because that's my brand. That's how people recognize me, is by my name. I know it's strange and it's kind of cool. So that's why the name is there, just because it draws attention. People associate it with OpenSys right away and things like that. It's really hard for me to use my name on there because I've never really been about myself, but that was the brand. That's my brand. And so I had to associate that with there. And so that's again, as I go through here, just the thinking of things that you want to think about, what what am I known for and how am I known sometimes are two different things that you have to take into account. So I've developed a lot of different software tools. My OpenSeas one is not my only one. If any one of you guys has used the peer ground motion database online to get ground motions for your analyses, I built that user interface that's online. I'm now working on a couple of other ones for the university. So I always think of, doing things efficiently, try to automate as many things as possible, and also just be intuitive in it. My website and my services, I hit 3 different things. One is consulting. I often get called in for maybe just ground motion selection work, or I'm hired to develop some elements for OpenSeas. Courses, you've seen my courses online, but it's kind of fun. We're doing we're doing this OpenSeas Cafe. A couple of you guys are in the cafe, and really just building conversations. I've had students just set up a one-on-one with me or with Michael Scott to just kind of, get some questions answered. And then the products is my app. And I always have so many ideas, so I'm kind of excited to have built this platform that allows me to just add in little things and kind of improve them as I go along. As I said, I've built the Academy, or Silvia's Brainery, these courses and online training. But my goal is not just, what's on the YouTube and these, just pre-recorded courses. A lot of it is, as I said, one-on-one training. There's a company that just hired me to develop a training program for them. So part of it is the videos, but then part of it is, live sessions. So those are the different aspects of trying to, it's not just something that's static, but really build something a little bit more interactive than that, which I really like. And then that's how I ran into this group just on YouTube. And I really like the idea of this OpenSea support group. It really means a lot because it's like we're all going through the same struggles. And so let's learn from each other. So I like how you build this community like this. And so thank you so much for inviting me to present here and participate. And so this is what you will see on the website. As I said, there's the courses online, and I want to talk about how this was driven afterwards when, just talk about why I had to build this infrastructure. But there's courses, and what's really cool is I started with just my own videos, but there's other people that have actually contributed courses here. So for example, I know nothing of CSI, but I found someone who had built this beautiful course about performance-based design and Perform. And so he actually contributed the course to the group, and we share the little bit of money that we can make out of it. So it's kind of cool. It's nice to have people contributing and this community growing. These are the 3 instructors that we are right now, as I told you. So I've got Haitham Abdelmalek. He's actually in Cairo, Egypt. We have never met in person, but I just saw his course when he advertised it, and I actually bought his course. He was selling it on Udemy, and he did such a great job. I love his graphics, and he taught me to put little music and in the videos. So he has a great teaching style, and that's where he came in and joined the team. And then the rest of you, if you don't know me, you must know Michael Scott. He is a professor in Oregon. He and I went to school together in Berkeley, and he's actually one of the real main developers of OpenSeas. If you're using the beam with hinges, he developed that, and he actually is the one who extended the nonlinear beam column element. So he's my deep technical guy. If somebody needs help with development in OpenSeas, he's actually the person that people would meet with.
We need to ask him also for presentation sometime maybe.
Yeah, he was kind of upset that you invited his postdoc, but not him.
No. So, and maybe after coming in January, I'll ask him. That way it's a good start.
Okay. All right. Well, he's waiting for an email. He's waiting for an invitation. So,
good to know that he is waiting, but
you guys know what it's like. Once you've discovered this and you figured out how OpenSeas works, it's kind of fun to share with others. And there's always things to learn from other tricks that other people do. So like, for example, I'll show you the OpenSeas Cafe. It's neat because I'm learning stuff I didn't even know and how different people use the program differently. So it just becomes like a common language. And I mean, OpenSeas is just a tool to do the research that we want to do. So it's a great way of just kind of learning so much about structural engineering and different research applications and real applications too. So that's why I'm in it, to really just learn more and be able to share what I do. And that's why I'm trying to make it financially sustainable so I can do this. These are just a list, and I'm going to come back afterwards and talk with you guys about these different things. And I want to kind of go through them. But for me, it was key to, I have ADHD. I am the ultimate person with ADHD. I cannot do one single thing. I have to have 17 things going on at the same time, and I will not finish a single one of them. So, which is good for this endeavor. It's terrible if you want to have a life in academia and or like a real job or anything like that, but that's okay. I've reached 50 years old and haven't had a real job, and people are still paying me to learn. So I'm gonna just keep at it for as long as I can. I just have to adapt and come up with new things. So this is the new project. So I'm kind of building this. It's really, again, as I said, the focus is community building and engagement. So I'm throwing this to you guys because I want this to become a two-way conversation. I like this group, how it's something that can grow. But I would love to, if there's people, there's somebody, it was interesting because Alex Baker, he wanted to develop some courses because he's got something to share, but he's really busy with these courses right now. But he shared a script that he has developed that I posted online. So everybody's got, it's kind of fun to, everybody can contribute different things. And my job is to just bring it all together. I've got almost 1,000 followers. My kids are impressed. I have 2 daughters who are teenagers. They're almost 17 and 19 years old. So I have more subscribers than some of their friends. And so they're kind of proud of that. But I have a voice and I have the brand recognition, as Pavan mentioned. And so my job is to, to really bring attention to what others are doing and make it, there's plenty of room I'm not at the top, but wherever it is that I am, there's plenty of room for me to use my voice as a channel for any of you guys, anybody who's got some interesting ideas or things that you want to do. I'm not here to monetize them. I'm here to just give you, an opportunity and a platform. It's a pain to build a website. It's a pain to do a lot of other things. And so I've got an infrastructure there for people to collaborate and do what you want. So I've got some online courses, as I said, and I'm just relisting, but the one-on-one sessions are a big hit. It's kind of fun because sometimes in 1 hour, you can, save a heck of a lot of time. And we're trying to price it right. If I give it away for free, then people don't value it. And so I've had to quote unquote charge. Plus I'm trying to make this sustainable. But it's interesting because then somebody sent me an email that they wanted to meet with me, for 8 weeks, 3 times a week and to go through it. And I'm like, well, why don't you do the online course first? And so he actually signed up for the online course, and maybe for $100, $150, it saves him a heck of a lot of money instead of meeting one-on-one. So there's just a lot of different ways that you can do these different things. This OpenSea support group, I'm excited to present today. I've got my YouTube channel, which is what made me famous, and I'm be happy to talk about that afterwards. I'm building a script library, app development, a community forum. I've got, I'm starting little surveys to collect some data about materials and this and that. I think it'd be kind of fun to see what people are doing. I'm bringing back to life OpenSea's days, but trying to go global now since everybody's everywhere. And then I'd like to go, beyond OpenSeas and really just build an earthquake engineering or an engineering community. So those are just the little, topics that I kind of like to distribute my time on. Of course, my little passion right now is my EASYs, which is the OpenSea's user interface, which I want to show you right now and kind of just give you some highlights. And again, I don't want to do a dog and pony show, but I wanted to show what I was thinking when I built this user interface, because, 10% of your code is the actual code, 90% is the debugging or making it user-friendly and things like that. And so hopefully those are lessons that I've learned, or my approach to it is a little bit different from other user interfaces or graphical user interfaces. So I'm going to switch over presentation